The following is a special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Hi, my name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program. Normally, when we do a tribute game, it is for someone who has reached the Hall of Fame in one of the big four sports. And we usually try to either feature a game against a rival or something that is rather significant. J.R. Richard did not get the opportunity to make the Hall of Fame. By the time that he finally hit his Cy Young stride in 1980, a stroke felled him shortly after the All-Star game that year at Dodger Stadium. And Richard went from being the best pitcher in the National League to, within a few years, of being homeless. He got his life back together again, and which I'm glad for, but he went, as I said, went from being one of the best pitchers in baseball to a topsy-turvy life. And so I figured that he deserved the same honor as anyone who would make the Hall of Fame and have a game done for them. So that's what we're going to do. 1980 was the year, as my cat walks over by the screen, that he really had put it together. He threw the ball so hard, but he couldn't really control where the ball was going. He didn't know where it was going. The opposition didn't know where it was going, and so he walked a ton of hitters. But 1980 was a tremendous year. The Astros made the playoffs for the first time, and if he had been able to pitch the second half of the year, all they needed was one more win. They would have avoided the playoff against the Dodgers, and if they had won one more game in the playoffs, they would have gotten past the Philadelphia Phillies. He certainly should have been able to do that. And can you imagine an early 80s rotation that featured one J.R. Richard and Nolan Ryan? I think the Astros would have probably taken a World Series, maybe even two, depending on circumstances. So we pay honor and tribute to J.R. Richard by going back to what was his best game of 1980. A Friday night at home against the San Francisco Giants. We go back to June 6, 1980 for J.R. Richard and the San Francisco Giants. Richard threw 17 games in 1980. 30 years old. Probably wasn't going to be a Hall of Famer at this point, but my goodness gracious, was he ever on top of the world. And imagine, I don't know if he would have been there still when they won in 86, but 80, 81, maybe even 82 or 83. The Astros couldn't hit, but that's a later discussion. Here's J.R. Richards' numbers. He went 10-4 in 1980 with an ERA of 1.90. In 113 and 2/3 innings, he allowed 31 runs, 24 of them earned, 2 homers. He walked 40 while striking out 119. A fastball pitcher at 93, and a standard pitcher. He doesn't favor the fly ball nor the ground ball. That is, if you can put the ball in play. Billy North will lead off for the San Francisco Giants. He'll play center field. Strain will bat second and play second. Jack Clark in right field will hit third. Darrell Evans at third will clean up. Stretch, Willie McCovey back with the Giants, plays first and bats fifth. Milt May behind the plate will bat sixth. Terry Whitfield in left will go seventh. Roger Metzger at short will bat eighth. And Bob Knepper, not a bad pitcher in his own right, will bat ninth. Defensively for Houston, Jose Cruz is 7 and 6 in left. Cesar Cedeno is an 8 and 5 in center. Terry Poole is an 8 and 9 in right. Enos Cabell is a 4 at third. Rafael Landestoy a 3 in second. Joe Morgan back with Houston after all those great years in Cincinnati, a 6 at second. Art Howe a 4 at first. Alan Ashby an 8 behind the plate with a 6 arm. And J.R. Richard a 2 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. We told you Richard's numbers in 1980, and yep, Houston is wearing the orange hats and the rainbow tops with the stripes along the side. Billy North at 251, a homer, and 19 RBI. Howe and Cabell play for the bunt. North ground ball to short. Landestoy can't play it, and North reaches on the air. Brings up Joe Strain, a household name in his own house. 286, no homers, and 16 RBI. In real life, J.R. Richards struck out 13 in this game and threw a 3-hit shutout. Didn't walk a batter, and his game score was 94. Throw to first, North, back. Strain can bunt. He drops one. Ashby over to Morgan covering, 1 out. And North moves to second. I know that the Giants are hard to read. Jack Clark at 284, 22 homers and 82 RBI. 1 out, top the first, as we pay tribute to the late J.R. Richard, who passed away this 5th of August at the age of 71. Richard deals. Struck him out. He got him on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball on the outside corner. That's 2 out. And that'll bring up Darrell Evans. Darrell at 264, 20 homers and 78 RBI. Richard deals. Got him! The 0-2 on the outside corner, and Richard gets out of it. No runs, no hits, and an error for Houston after half an inning. The Giants nothing. Here come the Astros. Bob Depper, 33 starts in 1980, 9-16 with a 4.10 ERA. In 215 in the third innings, he allowed 242 hits, 15 homers, 114 runs in total, and 98 of those earned. He walked 61 and struck out 103. He's a fastball pitcher, 26 years old, a lefty, and he specializes in the ground ball. This will be the lineup that he'll face. Rafael Landestoy leads off at short. Giants expect him to bunt. Terry Poole in right will bat second. Jose Cruz in left will bat third. Cesar Cedeno cleans up in center. Enos Cabell at third will bat fifth. Joe Morgan at second will bat sixth. Art Howe at first will go seventh. Andy Ashby behind the plate eighth. And Richard, who threw 18 of his scheduled 115 pitches, will go ninth. Defensively for San Francisco, Terry Whitfield a 3 and a 7 in left. Billy North is a 9 and a 4 in center. Jack Clark a 6 and a 5 in right. Evans is covered as he's playing for a bunt I'm not going to do quite yet. Roger Metzger is a 6 at third. Jack Strain is a 6 at second. McCovey a 5 at first. May a 7 and a 6 behind the plate. Nipper is a 7 on the mound with a 945 fielding percentage. Landestoy at 247, a homer, and 27 RBI. Has 23 stolen bases, too. Pitch to Landestoy. There's a line drive to right. Clark is there, 1 out. Brings up Terry Poole at 282, 13 homers, and 55 RBI. Evans is a 9 at third. Never remember him being a great third baseman, but played a while. Pitch to Poole. Terry in the left center. Back goes North, 2 out. Brings up Jose Cruz. Jose at 302, 11 homers and 91 RBI. Nepper winds and deals. Ground ball up the middle. Strain with a great stop over to McCovey, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. That's Joe Strain. How about that? After 1, no score. So here's McCovey at the end of his career. 204, a homer, and 16 RBI. Richard starts the second. Strike 3. A 1-2 curve at the belt, and that's 3 for Richard already. Brings up Milt May, who used to play for the Astros. 260, 6 homers, and 50 RBI. Richard deals. Base hit down the line and right. Poole will throw it in, and Milt's got himself a double. So the Giants have their first hit. Here's Whitfield. Terry at 296. 4 homers and 26 RBI. Richard kicks and fires, and that will bring home a run. That's extra bases. So no shutout, as in real life, but Whitfield is on with a double, and the Giants lead a 1-0. Here's Roger Metzger, 2 for 27 on the year. Is that the year that he got his hand caught in a lawnmower or something like that? Anyway, hitting .074. Richard fires. Struck him out. That's 4. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball, and there's 2 out for Nepper. At 152, no homers and 7 RBI. 1-0 Giants, top the second. Got him! 5 for Richard. He chased a 1-2 curve out of the zone. And so, although it won't be a no-hitter or a shutout, it is a pretty dominant start. 1 run, 2 hits, and no errors. Bottom of the second, 1-0 San Francisco. So here's Cedeno at 309, 10 homers and 73 RBI. Giants play for the bunt. Cedeno can, we won't do it. Cesar in the deep center field. North will grab that one off a hop, and Cesar is on with a double. So the Astros had their first hit. Here's Cabell. Enos at 276. 2 homers and 55 RBI. Nepper's pitch in the left field. That's going to drop. Whitfield will pick it up. Cedeno with good speed, but Whitfield has a good arm, and he'll hold. So runners on the corners, and nobody out for Joe Morgan. 243. Still a power hitter. 11 homers and 49 RBI. Walked 93 times in 1980. And, of course, the back-to-back NL MVP with the Reds in 75 and 76. Pitch to Joe, popped up, Metzger. 1 out. Brings up Art Howe. Looks like Peter Sellers has Inspector Clouseau in that picture of the Pirates. 283, 10 homers, and 46 RBI. Art, ground ball up the middle, bounces off Nepper. Cedeno will score. That's an error. And so runners on first and second, 1 out for Ashby. On the air, both teams a run on 2 hits and an error. Ashby at 256, Allen hit 3 homers and 80 and drove in 48. Got him. 2-2 fastball at 88. Now to bring up Richard. JR, not a terrible hitter. 154, a homer, and 3 RBI. But he does strike out a lot. Surprise, surprise, surprise. 1-1, bottom of the second. 2 out. Richard swings into right center field. North is there, and that will retire the side. Astros get the tying run on 2 hits in the air by Nepper. We go to the third, 1-1. So Richard is opening 9 on 41 pitches. 2 innings, 2 hits. The run is earned, and he has struck out 5. Infield into the corners for North. Richard's pitch. That's a walk. So he lost him on the full count. Shakes the head. Here's Joe Strain. He bunted his first time up. Pitch out. Nothing doing. And the count is a ball and no strikes. Runner goes. The throw down to Morgan. North has it swiped. At that point, he was just so fast. So 1-1 the count, nobody out. Richard bunt Ashby over to Morgan, and Strain as a second sacrifice. So runner on third. Small ball by the Giants. Here's Clark. He struck out his first time up. Got him. That's 6. He looked at a 95-mile-an-hour fastball on a 2-2, and Richard paces around the mound. That's 6 strikeouts. Here's Evans. He struck out his first time up. Richard deals. Got him! That's 7. Swung on and missed. No runs, no hits, no errors. I hope we can get more than 6 out of Richard after 2.5. 1-1. So that brings up Landestoy, who's 0 for 1. Nepper, 2 innings, 2 hits. It was his error that let a run score, and he struck out a batter. Landestoy again won't bunt. He's 0 for 1. In the left center, North, 1 out. Brings up Poole. North's going to try it here. Terry's 0 for 1. Bunt is down. It's a good one. McCovey has to come get it, but Poole, a late jump, and he is retired. 2 out. Brings up Jose Cruz, who's 0 for 1. Ground ball to Strain over to first, and that will retire the side. Astros go in order. We go the 4th, 1-1. So McCovey, May, and Whitfield here in the 4th. Richard has struck out 7. Ground ball up the middle. Morgan's banger over to first. He cut in front of the bag, 1 out. It was a bad throw, and Howe had to reach, but kept a toe on the bag to make the play. Milt May doubled, by the way, his first time up. And there's a base hit in the left field. Cruz will throw it back in. 1 out for Whitfield. Terry doubled and drove home May in the 2nd. And there's a base hit into right. Poole pick it up. May will hold it second. Runners on first and second. 1 out from Metzger. And Nepper on deck. Ashby goes out to talk to Richard. JR from the stretch. Up the middle. Landestoy stabs it. Throws to first. 2 out. So May and Whitfield move up. And that'll bring up Nepper, who's 0 for 1. He struck out. From the line this time. Got him! That's 8. He swung on and missed way too early. Richard took something off that fastball, and JR's got 8. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-1. Brings up Cesar Cedeno, who doubled and scored on the Nepper error. Pitch to Caesar. Struck him out. 1-2 fastball. Got him looking. Here's Enos Cabell. Enos singled his first time up. Ground ball to third. Evans across the way. 2 out. Brings up Joe Morgan, who's 0 for 1. There's a base hit up the middle. So the Astros have their 3rd hit. Here's Howe. Reached on that error. Then drove in the run. Morgan goes. The throw from May. Not in time. So Morgan steals second. So the go-ahead run, with 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th, is in scoring position for Howe. In the center field. Back goes North. He makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Astros leave a runner. We go to the 5th. No runs, a hit, no errors. 1-1. So 18 batters for Richard. He can probably go 9 more. North, has walked and stolen a base. Richard threw 18, 80 pitches, 4 innings, 4 hits, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. And he could bring the heat. Pitch to North. Got him. That's 9. A full count fastball at 95. Brings up Joe Strain. Gonna have to swing here. Richard deals. Ground ball to first. Howe underhands it to Richard, covering, 2 out. And that brings up Jack Clark, who has taken the collar twice. There's a base hit into right center field. Poole will pick it up. That is the 5th hit for the Giants. Brings up Darrell Evans, who has struck out twice. Ball 4. Richard, I think, here kind of a factor for the Action PC fatigue engine. Doesn't have that many innings. At 106 pitches, he'll face McCovey 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Got him! That's 10 in 5 innings. A full count fastball in there at the knees, and Richard will come out to pitch the 6th. But he has struck out 10. See if the Astros can get him a run. After halfway home, it's 1-1. So Richard, 5 innings, 5 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 10. Terry Whitfield doubled home Milton May in the 2nd to make a 1-0 San Francisco. And then Howe hit one a hit off the glove of Bob Knepper in the bottom of the 2nd to make it 1-1. And just so Bob Knepper doesn't feel left out, 3-hitter through 4 and an unearned run. Ashby struck out, one of the 2 that Knepper has. Ground ball to Strain over to first. 1 out for Richard, who's 0 for 1. Into right field, Clark makes the catch, 2 out. So 18 batters down for Knepper. 55 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 3 hits, and 2 strikeouts. Landistoi is 0 for 2. Now he'll drop one. He does. McCovey comes in, but Landistoi's going to beat it out with an infield single. That's the 4th hit for Houston. Here's Poole. Terry is 0 for 2. Pitch from Knepper is into left field. Whitfield comes in, and that will retire the side. J.L. Richard comes out for the 6th. He'll face May, Whitfield, and Metzger. Milt has hit him hard. He has singled and doubled and scored the lone run for San Francisco in the 2nd. Up the middle, Morgan by the bag over to first, 1 out. Brings up Whitfield. Terry has singled and doubled. And that double brought home May in the 2nd. Ground ball to Morgan. This time in the hole, 2 out. Brings up Metzger, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Richard. That's a liner to left, and Cruz will make that catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning here at the Astrodome, 1-1. So Cruz, Cedeno, and Cabell to face Knepper. Jose hits a ground ball to short. Metzger can't play it. He'll throw it to first. He found the handle, and Cruz is retired. Brings up Cedeno, who was 1 for 2. He scored in the 2nd on the Howe grounder that Knepper couldn't field. And then he struck out. There's a liner in the left. That's a base hit. So Cedeno with good speed. Here's Cabell. Enos is 1 for 2. They throw to first, Cedeno back. Going to hit a run. Cabell doesn't swing to throw down the straight, and they got Cedeno. So Cabell swung on and missed the pitch. Now a 2-2 count. Bill Verdon not a happy camper. He's trying to get JR the win. Pitch to Cabell. There's a fly ball left field. That will stay in the yard. Whitfield is there. And so Richard will face, well, we'll let him give up a base runner. Knepper is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. Richard starts the inning. That's with his 11th strikeout. So he swings and misses on the fastball. 1 out. So 27 batters, 132 pitches, 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits. He has walked 2, going to get a no decision most likely, and struck out 11. North has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 2. To third, Cabell across the way, 2 out. Here's Strain. Joe is 0 for 1. Richard, got him! That's 12. Stretch time, 1-1. It's always hard in these games to get something that approximates what happened in the real game, because the baseball ones, we do tend to do real games. But that's close. He gave up 3 hits through 9 against the Giants in real life, didn't give up a run. He struck out 12 and 7 in this one and gave up a run. Morgan is 1 for 2. Joe stole a base and singled. Astros, as they often did, just not a great hitting team. Pitch to Joe is a fly ball to right. Clark goes back 1 out. Here's Hal. Art is 0 for 2 with an RBI. That's a ground ball to third. Evans with a bang-banger over to first, 2 out. Wow. So it brings up Ashby. Allen is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Grounder to third. Evans across the way, and that's an error. So McCovey couldn't get there. That is over his head. Somehow Keith Olbermann's bomb gets hit again. Always gets hit. And so as J.R. Richard gets introduced, they'll pull him back. He gets a standing ovation from the crowd here at the Astrodome. And they'll pinch hit for him. Who can hit a lefty? Denny Walling. As they try to get Richard the win. Walling at .299, 3 homers and 29 RBI. Denny up the middle. Strain stops it, throws to first, and that will retire the side. Robbed him of a hit. We go to the 8th. No runs, no hits, and an error. After 7, 1-1. So Frank LaCourte will come in. 55 appearances for Frank. He's 29 years old. He throws it hard. 96-mile-an-hour fastball and keeps the ball on the ground. 8-5 in 80 with 11 saves and an ERA of .282. 83 innings, 61 hits. He walked 43 and struck out 66. He'll face Clark, Evans, and McCovey, maybe, here in the 8th. Jack 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out twice. to second. Morgan, 1 out. Here's Evans. Darrell is 0 for 2. He has walked and struck out twice. LaCourt's pitch. A little chopper down to third. Cabell has to hurry. Evans is safe. They didn't get him. A swinging bunt for all intents and purposes. And that's only the 6th hit for San Francisco. McCovey is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Stays in the game, and LaCourt got him on the outside corner. Took something off a change, and McCovey strikes out for the 3rd time today. Brings up Milt May. Milt, again, scored the lone giant run in the 2nd. He has singled and doubled. This time around, a ground ball to first. That rolls foul. And the count is 0-2. Astros, remember, at some point had Mike Scott, especially in 86. Again, no guarantee that Richard would have still been pitching for them in 86. But, man, they had some fireballers in this building. There goes Evans to throw down the Landis-Stoy, and they got him. Evans is thrown out, trying to steal second. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 1-1. So Landis-Stoy, Poole, and Cruz. Landis-Stoy reached on a bunt single his last time up. He's 1 for 3. We're not bunting again, and Landis-Stoy leads off the 8th with a walk. Here's Terry Poole. Terry is 0 for 3. Landis-Stoy walked on a 3-1 curve way outside and high. Throw to first, Rafi back. Nepper threw 28 batters, 94 pitches, 7+ innings, 5 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Poole into center field. North makes the catch for the out. Landis-Stoy will hold. Here's Jose Cruz. Jose is 0 for 3. A run on 6 hits and 2 errors for San Francisco. They've left on 7. Houston, a run on 5 hits and an error, and they've left on 5. I believe the real-life final score was 3-0. Landis-Stoy back on the throw to first. Cruz. Little chopper to second. Strain trying for 2. Metzger for 1. McCovey, no sir. So 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And that brings up Cedeno. Cesar is 2 for 3. Single, double, scored, and a strikeout. Nepper now over 100 pitches. Cruz not going anywhere. He's back. Pitcher's a ground ball to third. Evans across the way, and that will retire the side. Frank LaCourt will start the 9th inning. The Astros just can't get anything going. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 9th, 1-1. So May, Whitfield, and I can't imagine that they won't pitch hit for Metzger. Milt is 2 for 3. Single, double, and scored. Right back to LaCourt, and Frank can't play it. It played him, and May will reach on the air. Jim Wolford will pinch run. It's a good base runner, but not necessarily a base stealer. Here's Whitfield. He's 2 for 3. Doubled home that run in the 2nd. Giants and Astros tied at 1 as we pay tribute to J.R. Richard. Pitch to Whitfield is a base hit into left field. Wolford will hold. Larry Herndon will punch run for Whitfield. Larry has good speed. See what they do with Metzger here, who's 0 for 3. Nobody out, 9th inning. Ashby talks with LaCourt. Metzger's going to swing here. And there's a ground ball to Hal. Landis-Stoy for 1. Back to first. And they don't get him. So runners on the corners and 1 out for Nepper. Before we pull LaCourt, let's see what they do with Nepper. who's 0 for 3. Richard got him to strike out 3 times. Rennie Sinet will be the pinch hitter. Rennie at 244, 2 homers and 37 RBI. So LaCourte will give way to Dave Smith. Smith, 25 years old, 7-5 in 80 with 10 saves and an ERA of 193. Made 57 appearances, 102 and 2/3 innings, 90 hits, a homer. He walked 32 and struck out 85. Playing for 2 here, North on deck. There's a ground ball to first. Howe, a try for 2. Landeskog for 1. Back to first. They turn it. So the Astros get out of it. 3-6-3 on the DP. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Cardiac time, kiddies. It's 1-1. Brings in Gary Lavelli, the lefty, 6-8 with 9 saves and an ERA of 3.42. In 100 innings, he allowed 106 hits, 4 homers, 43 runs, 38 earned. He walked 36 and struck out 66. He pitched in 62 games for the Giants in 1980. A fastball pitcher, 31 years old, 90 miles an hour, and a ground ball plus pitcher. Cabell is 1 for 3. Morgan on deck. So the Astros trying to walk this one off. Ground ball is short. Metzger, 1 out. Here's Morgan. Joe 1 for 3. He has singled and stolen a base. Fouls that one off. Sadek, by the way, in the game as catcher. Wolford is an 8-2 and left. Mike Sadek, 34 years old. And Lavelli will bat out of the 9 hole. The 1-2. Got him. He looked at a 1-2 change. 2 out for Howe. Art is 0 for 3 with an RBI. Both teams played a run in the second, and that's it. Howe into left field, but that will be caught. Foul territory. Wolford reached in and made the catch to retire the side. Free baseball for you. How about that? No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 10th, 1-1. So Billy North is 0 for 3. Has walked, struck out, and stolen a base. Al and Cabell play for the bunt. Swing, and there's a base hit up the middle. So the go-ahead run is on for Strain. He is 0 for 2. He has sacrificed twice and struck out once. Throw to first, North back. Strain squares. Howell picks it up. Only play is at first. Morgan there, 1 out. And North with good speed on second for Clark, who's 1 for 4. Singled and struck out twice. Pickoff throw. Morgan is there. North is back. Clark in the left field. That's shallow. Cruz comes in. North will hold. And 2 out for Evans. Darrell was caught stealing. Stole 17, actually, in 1980. Has singled, walked, and struck out twice. To second, Morgan over to Howe, and that will retire the side. Giants leave a runner. They've left on 9. Now, no runs, a hit, and no errors. Bottom of the 10th, 1-1. So Ashby, pitcher spot, and Landeskog to face Lavelli out for a second inning. Allen is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Got him. He tipped it in the glove of Sadek on a 1-2 fastball for the out. Who can hit a lefty? Well, not many can. Gonna bring in Jeffrey Leonard. Played for the Giants, among others. 213, 3 homers, and 20 RBI. Landistoi and Poole to follow. Pitch to Leonard. Ball 4. So the winning run is on with 1 out here in the 10th. And Leonard, he's not going to steal a base, but he does have smart base running speed. They're back this time on Landistoi. In fact, Evans and McCovey guard the lines. Landistoi has walked and singled. That was on a bunt hit. 1 for 3. Chopper up the middle. Metzger to strain for 1, but they won't turn it. 2 out. Couldn't get the throw in there. And that brings up Poole, who's 0 for 4. Pitch to Terry is popped up. Metzger, and the band will play on. We go to the 11th. No runs, no hits, no errors. San Francisco 1, Houston 1. So Joaquin Andujar gets the call. 3-8 with 2 saves and an ERA of 3.91. 122 innings, 132 hits. 8 homers allowed. He walked 43 and struck out 75. With the Astros, he's still kind of that Swiss Army pitcher. And he was in 78. 35 games and 14 starts. It would be with the Cardinals that he would turn into the ace pitcher. Remember, a big part of their push in 82. 28 years old, a ground ball plus pitcher, and that fastball tops out at 90. McCovey has struck out 3 times. He's 0 for 4. Ground ball to Morgan by the bag over to first, 1 out. Brings up Wolford, who came in as a pinch runner. 280, a homer, 4 triples, and 24 RBI. Into right, Poole is there, 2 out. Brings up the catcher Mike Sadek. Mike at 252, a homer and 16 RBI. Cruz, Cedeno, and Cabell. And if someone could manufacture a run, that'd be really nice. Andujar walked him. Full count, down and in on the curve, and that'll bring up Metzger, who's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. To short, or second, Morgan over to first, and that will retire the side. So, no runs, no hits, no errors. They leave a runner on. We go to the 11th, or bottom of the 11th, 1-1. So Cruz, Cedeno, and Cabell. Jose is 0 for 4. Chopper to second, Strain over to first, 1 out. And that'll be it for Lavelli. Craig Benton, one of the big relief aces in San Francisco history, comes in. 4-6 with 19 saves and an ERA of 2.46. 91 in the 3rd innings, 81 hits. Didn't allow a home run and is not likely to give up one to this bunch. He walked 34 and struck out 42. 29 years old, an extreme ground ball pitcher. Moonman, they called him. Fastball at 88. Cedeno, single, double. Run scored and a strikeout. Going to try to bunt himself on. Good bunt is down. McCovey comes in. They won't get him, and the winning run is on first. So they guard the lines. We'll hit and run here with Cabell, 1 for 4. Runner goes, ground ball to third. Evans throws to second for 1. Do they get Cabell? No. Wowzers. So on the hit and run on the artificial surface, they get the lead runner. Wow. Here's Morgan, 1 for 4. His single, stolen the base, and struck out. In the right. Back goes Clark. Astros win. Joe Morgan, the Hall of Famer, walks it off. And on a night where we honor J.R. Richard, the Astros win it 3-1. Remember, Minton in real life did not give up a homer in 1980. He does here, and of all places to do it, the Astrodome. So 3 runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for Houston. A run on 8 hits and 2 errors for San Francisco. If it wasn't for the fact that this was a tribute game, Joe Morgan would be our MVP. He's our co-MVP. I think he played better here than he did in his own tribute game. He was a homer and 2 RBI. But J.R. Richard, 7 innings, 5 hits, a run it was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 12. Again, he didn't do what he did in real life, a 3-hit shutout, but pretty darn impressive. I think, as we say goodnight, there's a lot of people who do what if Sadat or 76 replays with Mark Fidrich, and would deserve reason. I mean, he was Big Bird and was the toast of the town and got kids interested in baseball. But I think J.R. Richard kind of falls in that same mythical category. And this time, sadly, it's a what if. What if he had played all of 1980? And what if he had pitched at 31 in 81? I think in one of those years, the Astros would have won the World Series. And something that, unfortunately, we'll never know. So, that's it. J.R. Richard does yeoman's work. Joaquin Andahar, by the way, got the win. Thank you so much for watching. Godspeed, JR. I'm Ron Juckett. Good night.